Hello friends and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here and you've come via the short, it's lovely to have you here. I hope you find this reading helpful. So the main focus of this reading, it's funny that I said focus and we have the focus card here. The main focus on this reading is this love card, the Wild Rose Fairy, which was clarified by secret. So I do feel like someone has secret feelings for somebody or a secret love. This is also confirmed for me by this Queen of Cups card, which is clarified by Summer here, which could be meaningful to somebody, because this beautiful Queen of Cups, sadly, she seems to be tethered. So for me, this specific image on this specific Queen of Cups card means this is somebody who's normally very open with their feelings, but unfortunately she can't express how she feels at this time. She feels trapped, a little bit like the Eight of Swords card, if you know the meaning of that card. So she feels a little bit trapped. She feels a little bit stuck. She may feel as well like there's chaos around her. She can't move because there's some sort of chaos around her. So somebody is being told, focus on the love here and not the fear. The beautiful thing about this card, and I don't know if I've ever noticed this before, is that she's actually looking down here at this beautiful lotus flower. Lotus flowers symbolize love and abundance for me. So an abundance of love. So whatever this fear is here with this Nine of Swords, is clarified by rapture. Now, the really interesting thing is that the song that clarified this reading is Fantasy by Mariah Carey, and she actually says the word rapture in that song. She says, I think it's images of rapture creeping to me slowly. I can double check that actually. I can pull the lyrics up while I'm talking. So it could just be referencing that song or something in that song. I did have a reading last week that was talking about somebody who it was kind of like the Four of Cups card. It was somebody who had very deep feelings for somebody, who was interested in love, who was looking for love, but the fear kept setting in. It was almost as though they kept having what they perhaps thought were prophecies or visions, or just a negative mindset where they thought about everything terrible that could possibly happen. It could be that somebody has lost somebody in the past or had some kind of painful ending with this Ten of Swords here. So it could be that somebody has this mindset of like, it makes me think of the Taylor Swift song. Um, um, all love does is, what is it, burn and break and end. But on a Wednesday in a cafe, I watched it begin again. So Begin Again by Taylor Parks. It's got that kind of feeling of like wanting to be open to love, but also being really shut down because of some kind of pain or trauma from the past. So let's just have a quick look. So I've got fantasy here. Yeah, images of rapture creep into me slowly as you go into my head, and my heart beats faster when you take me over time and time and time again. But it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. When I close my eyes, you come and take me. It's so deep in my daydreams, but it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy. So somebody may feel like, if they feel like they have this deep love for somebody, and they're having visions of perhaps being with this person. Rapture can also mean kind of extreme pleasure or ecstasy. It could be that this person's spending a lot of time dreaming about somebody. This person comes into their dreams, whether they mean for them to or not. When the mind wanders to this person. These clouds here are giving me like dream space. So that's clarified by always. We'll come to that at the end because that is the advice card. So I'll come back to that one. So if we're going to talk about dreams, I'm seeing something in this reading that came to me through kind of visions and meditation work and dream space, which is how I kind of operate a lot of the time. So something that I was kind of seeing, I've sat down now just in case you noticed the voice change there. So something that I was kind of seeing when I was doing my meditation work was just thinking the first way to say it. So as I'm doing meditation work at the moment, I'm doing this thing where I'm kind of like pushing through the veil, or getting through some kind of like a membrane. So I want to say it's almost as though the membrane is between the light and the dark, or between two different planes of existence. So our tangible 3D world and the 5D, the shadow realm, the the other side, whatever you want to call it, right? Our world, our physical world, and the dream space, the place where the other side, whatever that means to you, right? So this card here depicts it really, really nicely. So don't worry about it being the Ten of Swords too much. I pulled it out to kind of visually show you what I was seeing. So rather than it being a horizontal surface, it kind of comes through like a linear surface, as though it's in space, as though gravity doesn't exist. So it's almost like walking up to a wall that's made out of water and being able to push into it and step back out of it. So in my dream space, in this meditation space, I started to play with this vision, and I found that I could push the water through into the airspace where there'd be lots and lots of droplets of water, kind of like glistening diamonds, droplets of water. You know, like if you splash through, that water splashes into the airspace. And then likewise, I could splash backwards, and the air would go into the water space and create bubbles. So it's almost like each place was existing in the realm of the other place, right? So instead of being like two separate entities, it was now mingling, and it was also coming through like rainbow colors. I could play with it, almost like an artist with a palette, right? You know, you can blend the colors together, because you can't see color, you can't see rainbow without having the black and the white, the light and the dark. That's how vision and works. You have to have both, right? So playing with this and creating rainbows with this energy, where I was kind of mixing it and blending it. So it could talk about the veil being very thin, especially as we approach the 22nd of the 2nd 2022. That's kind of known to be a big portal because of all the twos, and the twos as well talk about perhaps combining energy. So there could be two energies that are kind of combining at the moment. So this is how the vision kind of started, and you can also see it in this card as well, which is the page of wands, which is kind of a card about exploration, about discovery. So again, it could talk about somebody who's in their dream space, right, exploring, discovering things, maybe acting out fantasies that they wouldn't necessarily do in their kind of waking life. So yeah, this kind of like image emerging of this person here. I'm just making sure there's not an image of me emerging, because no makeup on, I've just woken up. But yeah, it's like just almost like just pushing your face into this other place and, you know, taking a peek and exploring. But again, it could be like somebody's seen somebody. It's like somebody's seen somebody's face, or you know, they've been looking in the mirror, they thought somebody was behind them, perhaps somebody who's passed over. So there could be something like this going on for somebody. Now, the interesting thing is that when this vision progressed, I was then shown you see them in like science museums, like these electric balls. They've got like lightning inside, and you can touch the surface of the glass, and the electric will like jump out like a bit of lightning and touch your finger. Now, normally this energy is blue. So in my vision, I was kind of playing with this almost like a crystal ball, right, with the blue light jumping out at me, and it was feeling like this blue light was another person, it was another entity. Now, it could be talking about the masculine and feminine within, kind of like yin yang, or it could be talking about two separate people. So playing with this energy and the light of this other entity following my finger, so being very, very gentle. But then I found that I could move my hands away from the membrane, the glass, and electricity would come out from my fingers and reach out to touch. So my electricity was pink, sorry. So there's a lot of pink and blue, which could be talking about perhaps gender, or a mixing of gender fluidity, or maybe somebody's having a baby. It's like, what's the gender going to be? But I'm feeling very, very pink at the moment. So this energy of like my energy coming out as pink, like lightning, and connecting with the energy within this orb, which was blue, like the energies were connecting. And then they were becoming kind of purple, and then ultimately at the end of this vision they became very, very golden, which is talking to me about the golden shadow. If you want to kind of Google that and find out more about that, I talk about it quite a lot on my channel. But the combination of these two energies being purple is kind of the key factor here, because what I'm seeing here is it's almost as though this is the lightning coming in, this is the energy, and again, you can almost see here this person's busy creating something, this wizard of the woods, whoever this second character is. I want to say this is kind of like the blue character, but it's coming through as green, I don't know. But like this idea of like this person's busy, they're creating something, a bit like if you've seen Spider-Man, like Doctor Strange would be a reference there. But it's like it's almost like there's something either this person's attention's wandering, they can't focus because there's something else coming through, there's something else that's trying to connect with their energy and get their attention. And what I want to say is that it is this love fairy, this wild rose fairy coming in. So it's like, I don't know if somebody's very busy with work, and you know, their loved one is like, hi, I need some attention, can you, when, you know, like pulling on their attention, like almost like pulling their focus away from whatever it is that they've been working on. So and she's like bursting through as well, like, you know how I was saying, like I was like playing with the energy, like pushing the bubbles into the water and the water into the air. It's got that energy. It's like a very playful energy. It's like, come and play with me. Look at how much fun this is, come and play with me. But there is restriction here, there is restriction, and there is fear with these two cards here. I don't know if there's some kind of imposter syndrome. Maybe somebody feels, again, it could be something with the face, right? They feel like, you know, they can't look in the mirror. There could be some shadow work that this person needs to do, but it's like they don't even want to look here. They don't even want to look. So maybe there's something going on with like fear of rejection, abandonment issues, or something like this with this person, where maybe they don't feel worthy. Maybe there's something where, you know, if this person's not looking at me, perhaps I'm not attractive. There could be something like that going on, which I want to say again, that means that somebody has to go back and do self-worth and learn to value themselves. But here, she's actually turned her back on the mirror with this Temperance card. She's turned her back on the broken mirror. She doesn't care for that anymore. And the light is actually coming in and radiating her face. There's definitely something about the face, I feel, where her body's actually almost made of stone or some kind of hard liquid. It's, you know, she's hardened perhaps, but I want to say there is an energy that's coming in, shining on her, and kind of waking her up, maybe making her see how beautiful she is, or how worthy she is, or finding this within herself. Now, the interesting thing is this water is pouring onto this lotus flower, and the lotus flower again, or this pink flower at least, is symbolizing, you can see here where she's looking at it here, it's symbolizing love for me. So again, it's like, focus on the love, focus on the light, focus on the positive and not your fears. It's like, by focusing on, you know, the fun, by focusing on what's exciting for you, what makes you happy, you know, people who make you happy, focusing on the love and the excitement and the fun, it's going to kind of help you to forget about your fears, or distract you from your fears. It's like, where is your focus? Where is your mind wandering? Be discerning. Now, temperance and discerning both kind of have this meaning for me of take your time, be patient, stay balanced. The Temperance card normally talks about balancing out Wands energy and Cups energy, so fire and emotions, so passion and emotions. So it's like, I was kind of getting something through in one of the readings about the difference between love and sex. And you know, some people can have a lot of sex and not love any of the partners, and some people can love a lot of people but not want to have sex with them, and some people need both, right? Some people, those two energies go in hand. It's like, well, I can't sleep with somebody unless I love them. So there could be something there where perhaps somebody's mistaken one for the other, you know, somebody who mistakes passion for love, and then they've never really experienced true love, so they don't know what it is, they don't know what it means. Perhaps that scares them, perhaps that's frightening. Perhaps somebody's scared that it's all about the passion and there's no love there. So there could be something to do with the fears there. But this is saying, find the balance, make it equal, make it steady. There's definitely something going on about everything. You see all like these little floating lights and floating orbs that are around everybody. It's definitely something there with that. Now, the clarifier for temperance was drive. Temperance can come in with a meaning of being steady in terms of your health. So it can talk about drinking too much or overdoing it with certain substances or certain unhealthy habits or unhealthy foods. So if you do find that there's an imbalance in terms of you know, the substances that you're putting in your body, try and temper that back down. It's clarified by drive as well. So I want to say temperance and drive. Someone could have a DUI. Somebody could have, just be careful. Don't get into a car with anyone who's been drinking. Don't try and drive if you've been drinking. There could be a warning there. Perhaps this is something to do with somebody's fear. Perhaps they've been in a car accident in the past. I don't know. But here we have the Ten of Cups with will. So will could be somebody's name. To me, it's always a Shakespearean pun. In my will, Will Shakespeare. So but in my will, so it could be talking about somebody's will, perhaps, like somebody. I've only just kind of got that it just kind of jumped into my mind there. Somebody could have something in their will. But the Ten of Cups is a card about happiness and happiness shared with other people. Being around other people and other situations where there's a lot of joy, there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of shared good feelings. So I want to say that there is happiness out there for somebody. There is a lot of love waiting to be found or around this person if you will it. So with the word will as well, it's like be careful about what you're manifesting. Be careful, again, like secret as well. Like if you want to think about The Secret, which is a very famous book and film, and manifestation. Be careful about what you're thinking about, because what you think about, you bring about. So if your focus is on the scary things, you're going to manifest the scary things. If your focus is on the love and the summer and the good times, then that's what you're going to manifest. So there's a huge massive message, and I'd say the key message here is focus on the love and basically ignore any fears. We're going to dive a little bit deeper now. I'm going to actually read you, look here as well, that like focus was clarified by despair. So again, there could be somebody who's feeling a sense of grief, a sense of despair, possibly after a painful ending. But it's like, you don't want to ignore those feelings, you don't want to bottle them up, but you also want to focus on the love. So if somebody's perhaps grieving, or there's something that's ended, there's a relationship that's ended, and there could be a sense of grief over that. I want to say, try and focus on the good times, try and focus on the love, and try and focus on the positive feelings rather than the negative feelings. There could be something like that happening there. Okay, so jumping a little bit deeper, I'm going to read this Wizard of the Woods. I do feel like this is two different people. The Wizard of the Woods, who is perhaps experiencing some kind of grief or fear, and then this kind of like Queen of Cups, fairy of love energy that's trying to come in and get the attention of this person who, it may be that they're quite hard to reach at the moment, or it may be that they're trying to reach them and show them some sort of love. I'm not entirely sure. So this is number 50. 50 may be a significant number for you. We've also got 47, 10, 9. What's temperance? Is that 14 and another 10? 3 10s actually. So yeah, something is definitely ended for somebody. There is some kind of change in somebody's life. Somebody's experiencing the closing of one door and the opening of another. So with the 3 10s there. A wisp of smoke rises out of the glade, and in an instant, I'm going to bring it closer actually while I'm talking. In an instant, the smoke transforms into a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. His long grey beard reaches halfway down his chest, and his iridescent shimmering robe constantly changes from various hues of green, deep emerald to light spring green, to the brighter colour of grass in the summertime. He leans towards you, lowers his voice and says, "Your wish is my command. However, you must be very clear and focused on what you truly desire." So again, be very clear and very focused on what you truly desire. So I want to say that you want to focus on love and positive relationships in your life, because again, what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you actually project into the world, into the universe, and the universe gives you more of that. So you want to be very careful about where your thoughts are straying. There is true magic in the world. However, to experience it, you must be able to direct your intention in the direction of your dreams. Again, look at this like dream energy here. So your thoughts are things, and as you follow, maybe I need to focus. Thoughts are things, and as you focus your thoughts towards the good, you will attract more positive experiences and loving people into your life. If you direct your thoughts towards that which isn't working, you will create even more challenging situations. If you are pleased with the direction you are going, concentrate on what you desire, not what you don't want. To develop inner power, gather your energy and focus intently on one thing. Also, diminish activities that aren't essential to this goal, and it will be just a matter of time until miracles begin to unfold. The Wizard of the Woods says, put your attention on what's worthwhile, loving and beautiful, for that will be what manifests in your life. What you focus on is what you create. This is the time to choose just one thing to focus on rather than a slew of things and watch miracles abound. So, yeah, it could be that somebody's attention is a little bit spread. You may want to rein it in and try and focus on the things that are most important to you at this time. I want to say as well, don't despair. There is happiness on the horizon here coming in. So try and focus on what you want and direct your energy to the things that make you feel good, right? So be careful about where your thoughts are straying if they stray into fear. Yeah, I want to say it's not just a sweet, sweet fantasy. You know, if you want to talk about manifestation, the secret, you know, our will, if we can dream it, we can have it, basically. It may not come in the shape or form that we were expecting. It may come in a different package. But if you can think about it, that means it is possible. It is achievable. It may just take a lot of hard work. Again, a lot of focus and determination on that specific goal. But again, I want to say the focus on if it's not a romantic love, it's like relationships, positive energy, that 10 of cups energy in your life, the good people around you. It could be that somebody's getting some kind of success as well. I'm kind of getting like Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands energy, which is telling me that somebody may be getting quite successful at the moment because of something that they've been very focused on, something that they've worked very hard on. But it's like when you get a bit of attention, when you step into the spotlight, or you gain a certain amount of success, sometimes kind of negative energies can kind of come crawling out of the woodwork. I've experienced this myself a little bit this week, where people that don't normally, that I don't know, people who don't follow my social media channels, suddenly want to kind of jump in with some random kind of negative comment. And people as well in my life have been making negative comments, and I've been like, why are you saying that? What purpose do you have for saying that? So I feel like it's something going on energetically at the moment, where people may be facing some kind of you know, energies that kind of needle them, energies that poke, energies that come in that don't even necessarily matter, you know, and they come in and they put you down, they make a negative comment, they criticize you, they make fun of you. I want to say just ignore it. Don't focus on that. It's difficult. It is difficult because you kind of want to say something back. You know, it plays on your mind. But I want to say, instead of seeing it as, instead of giving it any power, actually see it as a sign that you're becoming successful. See it as a sign that you're gaining attention, you're actually doing something right, which is why these kind of negative energies come to kind of poke at you in the first place. It's actually a good sign. It means you're on the right path. So leave those energies behind. They're not going to be able to touch you where you're going. You're going with that sort of 7 of Wands energy. You're going to have the higher path here. You're going to have the higher ground, and that's going to come naturally because of your positive energy, because of your high vibrational, because you're focused on the love and the positivity. You're going to be untouchable. So this is why these people try and knock you down, because they see you getting above the others, and they don't like that because it makes them feel inferior, and that's why they try to push you down. So ignore them. That's their own business. That's their own shadow work that they need to deal with. Keep focusing on the good stuff for you. Keep on focusing on what's ahead for you, where you're going. There's some kind of message trying to come through there. The cards aren't on the table, but I'm seeing them in my mind's eye. Okay, Wild Rose Fairy. The scent of the wild rose is heady. The perfume fragrance swirls around you and flows directly into your heart. With each inhalation, your heart opens even wider and deeper. The soft pink colour of the petals contrasts with the dark shiny leaves. Fluttering among the blossoms is a kaleidoscope of butterflies. Magic is in the air. Love is all around you. Open your heart to receive. Again, 10 of Cups, love is all around you. Open your heart to receive. All of life's experiences are a splendid part of spiritual evolution towards the realization that we are all love. Like, we are love. That's the highest form of human emotion for me. It's like the closest to divine you can possibly get is unconditional love. So allow it into your life. Have it for yourself. Allow it into your life. Don't close down. I've got a really bad habit of make me think of Ed Sheeran now, bad habits. I've got a really bad habit of, if somebody pays me a compliment, I tell them why they're wrong. So if somebody says, oh, you're very beautiful, or you look really good today, I say, oh, but have you seen this massive spot on my chin? Like, are you sure about that? So I don't know what that is about myself. I don't know why I do that, rather than just accepting a compliment. But it's like, allow people to compliment you, allow people to show you that they think you're beautiful, or that they think you're smart or clever or funny, or whatever that compliment is. Just say thank you. And that's a message for me as well. In matters of romance, there is healing right now. You are a sacred vessel for love to flow through you to others and to the universe. Healing has occurred, healing is occurring, and healing will occur. So as you heal yourself, it helps to heal others. If you shine a light and act like a good example, a good role model, other people see this and start to emulate it in their own life. I've seen evidence of this. Not only has you know, I can talk about people like Taylor R, who is she's a model. I think she's in Korea. She's on Instagram, and she's had really bad adult acne. I have really bad adult acne. So for me, seeing somebody that I think is incredibly beautiful, you know, talk so openly and show her bare face is incredibly healing for me as somebody who suffers from adult acne. So I try to do the same. So I think this is part of it. When I post a picture where I do genuinely think, oh, I look really good here, you know, I've got you know, I've not got a filter on. Yes, I've got makeup on, but there's no filter. I feel really good about myself. That's a nice picture of me. I always feel like I need to follow it up with one where I'm not wearing makeup, because it's like I have to say, look, this is, you know, people don't look like you know, really good all of the time. Sometimes people look awful. There's a range, right? Everybody has a range. So I don't know, there's something, I don't know why that I'm talking about that. There's something in there for somebody. But again, it's like me doing this and being so open, I can see how it has an effect on my friends and other people on social media, where they're starting to feel more confident posting pictures of themselves. And this may be subconscious as well. This may not be my direct influence. It could be like, again, a kind of collective influence, where when people are more authentic, it allows others to be more authentic. When people love their own flaws, it allows other people to love their flaws as well. So there's a ripple effect of love, right? Of acceptance. So be brave, be bold, do more of that, and it has a positive impact on those around you as well. In matters of romance, there is healing. Oh, we've read that one. Your angels, guides, spiritual guardians, and allies adore and cherish you. If only you could see yourself the way that those in spirit see you, you would know how profoundly and deeply loved, cherished, and adored you are. Be open to allowing the Creator to solve your challenges in wondrous ways. Trust that everything is unfolding graciously and perfectly in your life. The opposite of fear is love. Allow fear to dissolve as love expands. Allow fear to dissolve as love expands. So again, be careful where your focus goes. The spirit of the wild rose says, you are more cherished than you can possibly know. Open your heart to receive. Love is on its way. You are an eternal vessel for love to flow through. You are enough, just as you are. You are enough. I don't know who needs to hear that. I know I need to hear it. You are enough exactly as you are, okay? So once you have that self-acceptance, it opens the door for others to accept you for who you authentically are as well. You know, everybody's just right for somebody. You know, we're all the Goldilocks zone for somebody. That could be why I'm seeing this kind of like golden orb. So, but if you have your barriers up, if you don't let people in, if you don't let people get close enough to see your flaws, then you're not giving them the opportunity to truly love you. And that's the truth of it, right? And it is scary. I remember the first time I ever posted a picture of myself on social media, on Twitter. I was so nervous. I was shaking. I was checking my timeline I was just refreshing to see what people would say. I was genuinely scared that people would unfollow me because they didn't like the way I looked. I was that nervous about it. And like when the people step forward to like your post, or and you shouldn't rely on this as well. It shouldn't matter if people like your post or not. It should be like, I feel confident today, I look good, that's why I'm posting this picture. It's like not for the reaction, right? But you know, when that support does step forward, it's wonderful. You do get that 10 of cups feeling. So, but again, you have to put yourself out there first. You have to allow it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. And that's something I'm learning about as well, being, having a lot of air in my chart and having like, Cancer as my North Node. It's to be more emotionally open, to talk about my feelings more. That doesn't come naturally to me, but it's my North Node. So it's like my destiny is to explain my feelings more, is to explain my fears, is to engage with those kind of emotional spaces more, and to do it in a way where hopefully my intention is that it does help other people. So there could be a lesson in there for somebody as well, about not being closed. Maybe somebody has Cancer in the chart, not being closed, but being more open. So summer, beautiful summery energy. Again, I don't know, I feel like this Wild Rose Fairy and this Queen of Cups is like they come in like to someone's dream space, or they just have this beautiful, like playful summer, like summer holiday quality to them. It has this playful nature, very warm, very, with the summer and with the glow on her skin, it's like very warm, very playful, but very childlike, but at the same time trapped in fear. It's maybe it's like the dream space, the fantasy realm allows this person to feel a little bit freer rather than feeling trapped perhaps in their day-to-day reality. I don't know. Queen of Cups, can you feel what I feel? Sometimes, no, hang on, sorry. Can you feel what I feel? Can you feel my emotions swirling around me? Don't mistake my sensibility for weakness. In my presence, you have to trust your emotions. I know the secrets of your heart, right? Secret. I know the secrets of your heart. I am connected to your feelings. I open a window to your emotional inner world. I have only but love and compassion for you. In return, I don't demand that you care for me. I demand that you care for those around you. 10 of Cups. As a queen, I have a heavy responsibility. I must watch over all my subjects, but in the same time, I mustn't lose my own self in the process by getting too involved. So I'm learning to control my emotions. This is your mission too. Find the right balance in order for your emotions to become your crown and not your burden. So I did get this feeling that somebody was, it was coming through as masculine energy. So perhaps this Wizard of the Woods, as somebody who, as I say, it could be somebody's suffered some kind of loss or some kind of painful ending that has caused them to kind of close down a little bit. They may be saying, am I even capable of feeling emotions right now? I was getting this kind of this story of somebody who perhaps maybe as a child even, or when they were younger, having a traumatic experience or being very, very sensitive, like being an empath, right? I was getting that kind of like, if you've ever seen the film Lucy, she says, I feel everything. I feel everything. So somebody who's incredibly empathic, right? Somebody who can literally feel energy. So it's almost overwhelming. So I feel like this person, whether or not they experience some kind of painful ending or traumatic ending, I want to say that they switched off. Like they purposefully, I want to say, or subconsciously switched off their empathic ability because of some kind of trauma, or just because their emotions or their sensitivity got so overwhelming. But it was coming through with this message of your weakness is your superpower. Like your, like what you think is a weakness is actually your special ability, right? So it was like I'm getting a lot of like superhero stuff. So it's like, especially if you're a boy, to be sensitive as a boy, it can be difficult, especially through those high school years. You have to kind of like, or you think you have to toughen up, right, to survive those years. It's difficult being a sensitive boy in as a teenager. So again, I want to say it's like they shut it off, or they hid it behind like a colder mask. I was kind of getting, like the Wolf of Wall Street or American Psycho kind of thing. But I want to say that it's not that. It's not that this person doesn't feel, it's that this person feels too much. So to turn that switch back on, it's incredibly scary. It's incredibly overwhelming. The intensity of not only their feelings, but feeling everybody else's feelings as well. I have this as like as part of my psychic powers, lol. I definitely have experienced feeling exactly what other people have been going through, and then having confirmation, like, and being like, that's what that was, that's what I was feeling. you know, very intense emotions. So I want to say that this person could potentially be being asked to switch those emotions back on. It's like it's time now. You know, perhaps this person is older, perhaps they've matured in years, perhaps they're in a stage in their life where they have a level of comfort, where they have a level of security, and they're able now to, from that secure base, to try turning their emotions or this sensitive superpower back on, because it's they're in a more stable place now than they were in the past. So I want to say that it does come in with a lot of fear because it's so intense, but you're asked to focus on the love. So if this is resonating for you, you're asked to focus on the love. You're asked to focus on the positive. And if you start to connect with energies that perhaps, I've had this myself, are depressive or stressed or anxious, you know, then you need to recognize that that's not your energy. Turn it off, take a step back, reassess, and focus on, find those positive threads again and refocus. I think somebody's stepping into their ability to control their sensitivities. But of course, this is just me reading cards. I don't know your personal situation well enough to advise you thoroughly on this, so it's just food for thought. You know, if it works for you, take it. If you think you're not ready, leave it. But yeah, I want to say that these intense emotions, it's like, that is the superpower, that's the special ability. It's just learning to control it, like with any superhero movie, right? Like, learning to control it is the key. So yeah, what else was I going to say? So Lucy, what else was coming through? Like Wonder Woman as well was coming through, like the lasso of truth and stuff. The Flash was coming through, because talking about moving through this space, right? Moving through this kind of viscous liquid into, well, in and out of like different densities of space, so different viscosities of space. It does have this membrane there, and I figured out the way that I get through it. It came through originally in my visions as a mirror. To get through this mirror into this other realm is to vibrate at the right frequency, right? It's like to almost like a, how do I describe it? So like, you know, we're here, the like the black and white pixels on a TV, it's like you have to make it fuzzy, you have to vibrate at the right frequency, a bit like if you play sound and you can see the ripples on the water. To get through this membrane, you have to vibrate at the right frequency. So it's a little bit like the Flash. If you know that, like some of the lore around the superhero the Flash, because he can move so quickly, he can actually vibrate through walls and things. So that's kind of the trick there, if anyone is if that's helpful to anyone, right? If not, just leave it. It's for whoever it's for. We're all on different paths here. So ultimately, with temperance, with this patience energy, with taking your time, easing into it slowly, finding the right balance between emotion and passion, it does lead to the Ten of Cups, which is happiness shared with other people, finding your tribe, right? But I want to say that there is this kind of slow, steady refocusing, recalibrating energy, where, you know, love is the kind of spark, it's the light that's going to get you through. Now the pink and the blue lights, they did combine to make this golden light, so I'm talking golden shadow here again, or like golden opportunity, or just like incredibly like healing and positive light. It's like this is what was being created by these two different energies, like these two, with our powers combined, right? We make this kind of beautiful golden energy, really, really beautiful. It's like master of the universe as well. I'm getting all these like funny like superhero and like 80s quotes and stuff. So you can see here where you know, thoughts become things. There is manifestation happening here, or work being done in the dreamscape. So discernment. I'm going to read this as your advice card, and then we'll randomize a song for you, and then we'll close out the reading. So where did I put the book for this? So just to say as well, the cards that I'm using are the Tarot de la Nuit, which are these cards here, the Sacred Forest Oracle, which are these cards here, and the Queen of the Moon Oracle, which is your advice card here, this discernment card. So interestingly, fear follows this. The next card along is fear, but fear didn't come out. it says, though, the time for courage is here. Fear is only useful if it teaches you something. You must examine whether your fears are old or new, useful or unhelpful. Fear blocks flow. So there is some work here about not just feeling fear and not just ignoring your fears, but actually focusing on your fears and saying, in a way where you say, why am I scared of that? Is this fear useful to me? What is the worst that could happen? How likely is that to happen? So there's, you know, using that kind of Socratic questioning method to break down your fears and to make them into something that's more grounded, more practical. You know, making a plan. You know, if that went wrong, you know, sometimes you can get in your own head, especially like, you know, like the night before an interview, you get into your own head and think about all the different ways it could play out. And it's like, well, stop. What is your fear? Write it down, make a note of it. You know, do a worst case scenario. What if that happened? What would I do? Put it aside. And it's just a good way of working through those fears. But again, don't spend too much time on that because you really want to focus on the positive. You don't want to manifest worst case scenario because you're spending so much time thinking about it. So, okay, shh, shh, we're going to read now. Take care in your choices now. Look carefully and judge wisely. There may have been something difficult to see, something that has been obscured, but now it has been revealed to you. Examine it closely. I take my time to be accurate and precise in my discernment. They're reminding me of something. I'm so sorry. I'm going to read this and then come back to it. When you get some years on you, again, look at this guy. When you get some years on you, hopefully the time you spend moving and choosing upon this earth brings you some kind of wisdom. Some of that wisdom will be bred of hindsight and perspective. All of us, if we are engaged in life, make good decisions and poor ones. Sometimes we make spectacularly bad ones. All of us get hurt. All of us hurt others. We learn, we forget, we fall over again, we get up, but hopefully we grow, we change. We are able to spot where our sore points are and fix them if we so choose. We are able to take a good long look at what is painfully reoccurring in our lives and deal with it. Yes, baby, deal. The secret here, it's funny that secret, clarified love. What clarified discernment? Always be discerning. The secret here is discernment, okay, and temperance, right? Real discernment. Really making it a priority focus to take the time to ensure acuteness of judgment. Really looking at the fine print before you buy. Instead of taking things on face value right over here, or rushing into surface judgments, again with the surface judgments, take your sweet time to form friendships and business relationships. Put your energy output into perspective, looking at evidence instead of only just believing. Feel and act when you are being trodden upon or having your boundaries overstepped, or when something doesn't feel kosher. Ask clarifying questions and really listen to the answers offered, then act on the reality. That is growth. That is real pattern busting. That is the gathering of wisdom. Okay, so what I was getting was, so I was talking about the blue and the pink lights, right? The kind of opposites, right? Like yin yang. You know, the kind of like the shadow and the light and all this kind of stuff. And I asked for a clarifying message. I was like, right, give me a song for this. What am I seeing here? And they gave me The Good in Goodbye by Madison. You know, you put the X in X, you put the G-O-O-D in goodbye. So I was like, I don't understand how that fits. How does that fit? Because that's not really what I'm seeing here with this vision of like these two pink and blue energies. But then I was hearing watch the video. I'd never watched the music video before, and I watched it and I was like, that's what I'm seeing, that's what I'm getting, because I did have two energies, right? It was two energies moving in and out of this space. There was a connection being made there. So it was an interesting video, so maybe go and watch that. It does, you know, it talks about ourselves, our light side and our shadow side, and the incorporation of both into the golden shadow. So interesting video there to confirm the visuals that I was seeing. Some other messages that may be meaningful but may not be. I got Scarface, so specifically the movie cover, you know, the black and white image on the cover of the movie Scarface. Then I very quickly got Scar from Lion King, and I heard oh, what does he say? Oh, it's gone out of my head now. I heard, I just can't wait to be king. I just can't wait to be king. So I don't know if somebody's inheriting something from maybe a father figure who was very black and white, you know, perhaps had a surface image, perhaps they worked in politics or were in the public eye in some sort of way, but perhaps behind closed doors they had this kind of like scar, like, you know, maybe to everybody else they were a Mufasa, but behind closed doors they were a scar, you know, or maybe this is like a father and an uncle, I don't know. But I just can't wait to be king. So I feel like I'm reading for a bit of a Simba character. What else did I get? Hold on, Wilson Phillips, hold on for one more day. I know that there is pain, but hold on for one more day. Break free from the chains. I can't remember. I'll put all these songs down in the description box below. Did I get something else? I feel like I got something else. Oh, indocile. I didn't know the word. They were trying to give me this word. I could hear it, but I didn't recognize it. So I was struggling to understand what they were saying to me. So I got out my phone and I started Googling it in. And it was definitely Indo, I-N-D-O, and then like Sile, C-I-L-E. So I Googled it and it was a real word. And it meant, it's so funny that it came in after Simba, because it meant like difficult to control or difficult to teach, and kind of the opposite of submissive. So somebody who's not submissive. So I don't know if any of this has any meaning to anyone. Indocile. So yeah, that's kind of the messages there. Let's get a song to close out this reading, because I'm definitely getting a bit scattered now. Also, it's 1 minute past 10 on the clock, so 1001 on the clock as I do this, which you should be able to see actually there in the top left hand corner. So Fantasy by Mariah Carey. And what can we get another song please to close out this reading? So an advice song. Anyone who's watching, a little bit of advice please if this reading is resonating. Voodoo Child by Rogue Traders. Baby, 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 you are my voodoo child. You're like voodoo, baby. You just take hold. Put your cards on the table, baby. Do a twist, do a fold. You're like voodoo honey, all silver and gold. Look at this, silver and gold. Why don't you tell me my future? Why don't I sell you my soul? Please don't sell me your soul. Keep your soul. Your soul is... I don't think you can sell your soul. I don't think that's a legitimate thing. I think your soul is your soul. I was saying that I was watching, again, another superhero movie. Oh, what's it called? Is it Shang-Chi? The recent superhero movie with all the rings. And I don't want to kind of spoil it too much, but there is a kind of monster that's a soul sucker. And I was like, you still... like, it's your soul. Like, if that's you and you're in there, you just get out, right? It's like, I don't know. It's like, I think your soul is always free. I don't think your soul can be trapped. So here it comes, the sound of drums. Here comes the drums. Here comes the drums. Don't say maybe, maybe. It's supernatural. I'm coming undone. You're like voodoo, baby. Your kisses are cold. Feel your poison running through me. Let me never grow old. My pictures you stole. You play me like a puppet, sticking pins in a doll. So here it comes, the sound of drums. Again, no harm can be done to you if you don't allow it. Your energy is your energy. You control your energy. So if somebody else is trying to interfere with your energy, you can put your barriers up. You can put your borders up. You can blast out your... If you imagine, right, okay, if you feel like somebody is affecting your energy and you don't want that, what I do is I always imagine like our soul is inside us. It's in our chest normally, but wherever you want to place it, and it's like a diamond, right? It's like a brilliant cut diamond, and inside that diamond is a pure brilliant white light. You can radiate that light outwards through all the different facets of your soul diamond to show your true colors, to show your rainbow colors. You can also draw in energy and kind of almost make that little light inside your soul stone, almost like an atomic bomb, right? You can gather energy. I find it's very, very helpful to listen to certain types of music, especially a music with a build, and as you imagine drawing energy in, imagine it pulsating, imagine it getting really, really strong, and then you can blast that energy out like a massive bubble. Like your aura is a big bubble, and you can blast it out. You can blast it as far as you can imagine, with as much intensity as you can kind of muster. And that brilliant white light is just going to kind of clear your energy field. You know, it's going to, any kind of shadows, any kind of like shadow work, anything bad, it's just going to blast it away, right, with your pure bright white brilliant light, because there's nothing more powerful than that, especially if it's done from a place of pure unconditional love. So you can also do things like take salt baths. Google it if you don't know what that is. You can cleanse your space, use sage, just meditation work. You are light, you are unconditional love, nothing can touch you, so don't worry about any of that voodoo bullshit. It's all, it only has power over you if you believe it does. Basically anything, anything, this is manifestation. It only has power over you if you believe it has power. So if you don't give it any power, it has no ability to control you anymore. You are made of stardust. You are the universe. You are connected to everything. Nothing can touch you unless you allow it to. I don't know. You're strong, you're powerful, you've got this, baby. Go out and conquer the world with your heart open. Go and create the 10 of Cups around you, and do it in high vibration with good intention, and don't pay the fears any thought whatsoever. We're nobody's voodoo child, right? Okay, so do take care of yourselves, and check out the description box for more songs that may be relevant to you. Go and live your best life, and I will see you all again soon. Bye bye, my lovelies.